Hello and welcome. Guess what? The weather is threatening to bring some rain. Good. The rain is good and we are experiencing plenty of rain. I hope that you're fine today, you are grateful today. My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO, International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, as speaker and a coach. Welcome. Accepting yourself. You've got to let go of the past mistakes. How do you do that? What do you need to do? I have 3 strategies I wanted to share with you that will help you let go of the past by forgiving yourself. Did you know that the hardest thing to do is to forgive yourself? Think about the things you've done and the way you are holding on to those things. You will not let them go. You have not forgiven yourself. You are not about to forgive yourself. And hence, you carry burdens and things that don't belong to you. Yes, to you. You know, to lead, you've got to let off some things and to be free so that you sure as you the world is waiting for you. And unless you let go of the past mistakes, it will be hard for you to keep moving forward because you feel the luggage is heavy on you. And that is why it is important to learn to forgive yourself. We make many mistakes and sometimes we don't take time to think, to start to forgive ourselves and say, indeed, I made that mistake. This mistake, I need to let it go. It taught me, I learned. So what are 3 strategies you can use to forgive yourself? And will you allow yourself and give yourself grace as you forgive yourself for what you did? Number 1, hold yourself accountable. And when you hold yourself accountable, you need to reflect on those mistakes you made. And what do you want to ask yourself when you are holding yourself accountable? This is what you should be asking. How did you feel then? Horrible? Sad? Not good? How did you feel then? How do you feel now? You made that mistake 10 years ago. How did you feel then? How do you feel now? Do you need to still hold on to those feelings or do you need to let it go? Because that happened 10 years ago. You felt bad, you felt sad, you felt helplessness, you felt that there's nothing you could do, but do you still feel that today? How did that mistake impact on others? Because sometimes you could do something and it impacts on others. So that mistake, did it impact on others? And what are some of the feedback that you got? And you need to keep asking, because when you ask, you get the answers of the feedback that you need to have for you to let go, to move on. You will see that mistake, and forgiving yourself will give you leeway to move forward. Number 2, try to remedy the situation. If you didn't remedy it that time, what could you do? I'm sure from the feedback, it helped you to realize, I actually should have done it in this way or in this manner. I could do it better this way if I had the opportunity to do it. Remember, every time you make mistakes, it gives you feedback, and that feedback is probably what you need to fix it and to make it better. And it should not also be something that you decide you will not attempt, because remember, some of the successes that we see in the world came from certain mistakes. People trying to do things, they went wrong and they learned, because there are huge lessons to learn from mistake. So what could you have done differently? That is how you look at some of these things. then do you need to ask forgiveness if it impacted on others? If you do, maybe that is the first step to healing. Do you need to actually ask yourself forgiveness? Because I began by saying the hardest person to forgive is yourself. Have you forgiven you? Do you need to forgive you? And if you do, can you do it now so that you can free yourself? When you free yourself, you feel much better. Consider doing something that will show if you impacted on others that you really made a mistake, and share that story. Sometimes we hear lots of stories of how people made mistakes and how they regretted and how they fixed it and how it's made them better. So what is that one mistake that you made that now, having forgiven yourself or having forgiven others, it has made you a better person? Maybe that's what somebody is waiting to hear from you, so that they can also be able to show up. They can also be able to let go of the past mistakes and they can be better. Number 3, realize you have grown. From that mistake, you have definitely grown. You've learned a lot. You're now a better person. You know better. You know otherwise. You can use that to impact the world. You can do better, and you are doing much better. And you know now what you shouldn't do. And if you really doubt it, ask any successful person, and they'll tell you the mistakes they made as they were growing themselves, what they learned, and how they used that. All of us make mistakes. No one is an exception. And we deserve forgiveness. And we deserve to learn to forgive ourselves, because when we do, we release ourselves to move forward, and we are able to let go, and we are able to accept ourselves. Because when we accept ourselves, then we become authentic to who we are. Now, I want you to think of one mistake, and I want you to start asking yourself and hold yourself accountable and ask yourself, this mistake I made, what are some of the things that I felt that time? What am I feeling now? Do I need to hold on to that? And did I remedy that? And if I didn't remedy, what are the lessons I learned from it? And how can I ensure that in future I make different decisions so that I don't get back to the same mistakes? If you do that, you will be moving towards accepting yourself. Remember, to lead, you must first lead yourself to lead others. And that is why the first step towards leadership is about leading yourself. To lead yourself, to understand yourself first. And to understand yourself, you must accept yourself. And in accepting yourself, you realize that there is one thing you need to do. It is to let go of the past. Forgive yourself and accept yourself as you are. Because that is who you are. You and everything that has happened in your life. Every experience, every mistake, every lesson that you've learned that makes you. And that is why you are special and unique. And I believe that by accepting yourself, by letting go of the past, you realize that you are you. And no one else can be you. The beliefs you have, the experiences you have, the mistakes you made, the lessons you learn from your mistakes are what make you you and make you better. I believe in you and I celebrate you as you begin to learn how to forgive yourself. As you accept that you've made mistakes and from those mistakes you have learned and grown, You are better than you were before, and you are ready to lead. You are ready to impact the world. You are ready to transform the world. I trust that God trusted you, that through your mistakes you would learn things that no one else would learn. And going through the mistakes that you made, the painful periods you had or experiences that you had, they taught you things about you that you needed to learn, and you could only learn during that time. If that is the case, I'm here and others are waiting for you. There is no time. It's now for you to take up your role as a leader, to start accepting and leading, sharing your story, impacting and transforming the world. Thank you so much for joining me. I thank you also for your feedback, and thank you for making the time to believe in yourself. Leave comments and any feedback below. Until next time, it's a goodbye for now.